You're taking a live look at China, where the Women's Tennis Association suspended their tournaments. Of course, there's still great concern about the health and safety of Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai, who accused a high-level government official of sexual assault. She has been seen in two highly orchestrated photos released by the Chinese government and the International Olympic Committee. The WTA has put principle over profit, though, a move that will cost the organization over $30 million in 2022. Good for them. Joining us to discuss is the co-host of the World News Tonight, Nayyera Haqq. And Nayyera, nothing has really changed on the health and well-being of Peng Shuai. Do you think the Chinese will let her speak publicly, though, before the Olympics begin?
That remains to be seen, and the Olympics is actually the key part here because the International Olympic Committee was part of that second highly orchestrated conversation in which Peng Shuai was sitting there with Chinese officials in the background, only using Chinese media monitored TV, a connection. And the Olympic Committee said, oh, well, we thought she's fine, which is part of why the Women's Tennis Association has taken such a firm stance. They're demanding transparency. They said that their entire organization exists for the equality and fair treatment of women in sports. So if they don't advocate for the safety of Peng Shuai, then they've undermined their entire purpose. $30 million just this year, we're looking at a $100 million deal overall.
Yeah, I mean, look, the IOC, major sponsors of the Olympics, basically enabled the Chinese government in a sense. They are not putting principles over profit. Mm-hmm.
It's been a long-standing challenge with governments and people and businesses who want to do business in China. I mean, it's a $1 billion plus market that is effectively controlled by the Communist Party. So if you want access to that market for your goods, for your movies, for any sort of entertainment, you really do have to figure out how to navigate the Communist Party there. Disney came under fire when it filmed Mulan and pasted a big thank you note to a particular Chinese Communist Party agency for allowing filming in that area. Well, that agency is the agency that is interning in concentration camps 1 million Muslims right now. So the human rights violations are very much part of Chinese government policy. Now, Beijing has hit back against this criticism and the WTA specifically, saying that it is against the, quote, politicization of sports.
Nayyera, let's talk. Let's have a conversation, the two of us, because we've seen athletes do a lot of business in China. It's a lot of money that's over there, especially NBA players. The late, great Kobe Bryant has done some business over there. We've seen others. We've seen others actually get in trouble. The Houston Rockets at the time, general manager got in a lot of trouble for tweeting something out a couple of years ago in regards to China and their inhumane practices when it comes to certain issues over there. So when an athlete actually speaks out against China, that means something over here because they're potentially losing millions of dollars in endorsements.
It's the same thing as athletes speaking out about human rights violations or what we call social justice movements here in the United States. There is a power that comes with having that type of audience. And China as a government is absolutely aware of the power that they have to determine freedom of speech. And that is the fundamental disconnect that we're talking about right now. Our power in the United States, our athletes believe that there is something that they stand up for, but the lure of the money and the opportunity in China is forcing people to make some very hard decisions about where they're going to fall when it comes to profit over principle. Now, Chinese government's pushing back hard. They are pulling out all the stops because they are worried about the February Olympics that are supposed to happen in Beijing. The United States has not commented officially on whether or not there'll be any boycotts around the Olympics, and that's something that American athletes have done in the past over significant human rights violations like segregation, like apartheid. So that they're effectively lobbying the businesses, big businesses in the U.S., to try to say, allow this all to happen. Please continue as if nothing is wrong. There's nothing to see here. It's effectively the same thing we've heard athletes and others being told by some television hosts, which is stick to sports.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I know how I feel about that. When it comes to these boycotts, we've seen that happen before where the United States has threatened boycotts, and then you'll hear the country push back like, hey, you got your own issues over there in America. How about racism? How about police brutality? They'll say things like that. But we've seen some high-profile athletes, as I just mentioned, Serena Williams, Billie Jean King, numerous others have spoken out. You mentioned the threat of a boycott, but is there any other diplomatic way to put more pressure on China? And what exactly needs to be done to satisfy all parties here? Break that down for us.
Well, let's start with Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams and be clear that it is the Black women athletes who have been standing up most firmly. They spoke out after Peng Shuai posted her story of sexual assault, and that story was disappeared by Chinese media within 30 minutes. So they're the reason that the WTA is even advocating for this missing woman. And it's the women's associations that have typically in sports really been at the forefront, even with the WNBA vaccinating 99% of their group. So there's something to be said here for Black women in sports, really leading the charge on principle. The challenge, though, is that there's a lot at stake. It's a lot of money at stake between both countries. The United States, China has strong military. China has the largest military in the world. So at some point, you're not going to be able to satisfy everybody. So there's some hard choices for countries and businesses to make here.
No, that's what I'm saying. So quickly, we've seen some videos, we've seen some pictures of Peng Shuai when it comes to her coming out, and she's safe. It seems like, what more does America or IOC and other organizations need to see, what they want to see to make sure that she's fine? If they can determine that she's secure and she's fine, will that be enough?
Yeah, so WTA said that their standard is transparency and that they want to be able to speak with her and have her appear without any Chinese Communist Party officials. And so that's been the challenge, is that everything has been so orchestrated and that she's never really been alone. She's only been on screens. So even the IOC chairman saying, oh, but I talked to her. It's like, well, you talked to her on a screen that was set up in the Chinese government office with some officials standing in the background. So, there's nothing to say that she's not being coerced right now. And really, very discreet. This is the third time that we've seen her in a similar type of setting. So the Chinese Communist Party is really bungling all of this, too.
Yeah, and like you said, the Black women are leading the charge to try and get things done over here as well. Nayyera, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much.